All right, let's get into the Dolphins heading to Arrowhead to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. And man, are they really talking about -8 degrees, -23 degrees wind chill? My God, who wants to play in that? This is going to be a tough game for both teams here. I don't care if you're Kansas City, if you're home. There is no use to playing in this type of weather, okay? Just like if you're the Buffalo Bills, there is no use to playing in that kind of weather, okay? You can't breathe right. You can't move right, all right? Your muscles is tight, all right? It's a very, very difficult game to play in, all right? And listen to this, all right? At first, when I was thinking about this game, okay, of course, I was thinking Kansas City, all right? They got the experience. They got championship experience. You're talking Andy Reid. You're talking Patrick Mahomes. You're talking Travis Kelce, all right? But when I thought about it, okay, on the offensive side of the ball, that's it. All right. That is all that you're speaking about. And the biggest thing that have plagued this Kansas City Chiefs football team all year, this entire football season, is the lack of playmakers on the outside, the lack of receivers, and a lot of drops. Well, guess what happens when it's cold outside, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, you drop the football, all right? You ding, 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 winner, winner, chicken dinner, all right? It's too cold. The ball is slick. Your hands is cold. Your hands are numb. You can't squeeze it. You can't feel it. You can't caress it, all right? And if you're a football team that's already having troubles dropping the ball when the temperature is normal and perfectly fine outside, how do you think that's going to play when it's -23 degree wind chill out there, okay? It's crazy. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs do have a outstanding defensive line, okay? Outstanding defense in general. Number 2 defense in the league. Number 2 scoring defense in the league, holding opponents to only 17 points per game, okay? But they are going up against the Miami Dolphins, one of the higher scoring teams in the league. They are going up against the Miami Dolphins, one of the better rushing teams in the league, okay? And they are going up against the Miami Dolphins, one of the better passing teams in the league. Now, immediately what you want to say to yourself is the Miami Dolphins, all right, are a warm weather team. Okay, they are not a cold weather team. Yeah, you play in Miami, you wouldn't be a cold weather team either. But again, this doesn't favor either team. All right, we saw Miami last year going to Buffalo and almost win that game. Okay, you could argue that Miami should have won that game. All right, in a game in which we thought psychologically they was going to be psyched out by the cold. All right, now I do think that their playmakers are going to be able to make a little bit more plays. You got Tyreek Hill, you got Jalen Waddle out there. Okay, and you also have the running backs. You're going to have Raheem Mostert. He's going to be available to play this game. Okay, Devin Achane is going to be available to play this game. All right, and I know what you're thinking. All right, you're thinking that this is Kansas City's going to go ahead and win this game, but this is not the same Kansas City Chiefs team that we've seen over the past couple years, okay? And you think at some point in time they're going to be down for a down year. This team went to the Super Bowl last year. Not only did this team go to the Super Bowl, they went to the Super Bowl and won it. Okay, a year in which they lost Tyreek Hill, a year in which they were not supposed to necessarily be the dominant team, okay, but they still had enough in them. Patrick Mahomes was still able to make enough plays when he had Juju Smith-Schuster because he was able to catch the ball. He was his only one of his only reliable targets. And last year, I think Jason Kelce was playing a lot better. All right, Jason Kelce's been playing a long time, and it's very hard for a guy, I don't care who you are, all right, to get open in the middle of the field when there's no one on the outside to cause any threats. All right, so this is going to be a very, very tough game. All right, if Xavier Howard is playing for the Miami Dolphins, I like the Dolphins defense. I like Jalen Ramsey. I like Xavier Howard. I like the Dolphins offensive line in this game. All right. And I just think that we saw what happened when these two teams played last time over there in Frankfurt, okay, in Germany. The Kansas City Chiefs got out to a 21-0 lead, and then that was it. They did not score for the second half, and Miami came back 21-14 and had an opportunity to tie the game and then maybe even win the game, but things didn't go their way, unfortunately. But Miami did have the momentum. So you talk about these two teams playing each other again. It's going to be a really tough game. These are two excellent coaches. Obviously, the advantage goes to Andy Reid in this particular matchup between the coaches. But I think the ultimate X factor for this game is going to be the weather outside. The weather outside is just going to be absolutely crazy, okay? Coming into the game, the Kansas City Chiefs are a -4.5 point favorite, okay? Not going to talk about betting too much, but looks like something I might tease. I might take Miami +4.5 with that right there, especially with the temperatures being what they are, okay? Again, just getting at the numbers. Tua Tagovailoa over 4,600 yards this year. Okay, 29 touchdowns. So this is a team that can get it done. I understand that Miami has not fared well against teams with winning records or teams that are actual playoff contending teams. Okay, but this is it. All right, down to the last 14. You know what this team is about. You played them already. Okay, you're gonna have the weather out there, and I actually think that this plays to their advantage. Okay, because the wide receivers for the Kansas City Chiefs can't catch. All right, this is a real thing. All right, and no jokes aside. All right, catching the ball is a real thing. I mean, a quarterback needs his wide receiver to catch the football. All right, and again, the weather is going to be a factor. I think that Miami has the better running game, and Patrick Mahomes hasn't been playing as good as he's been playing. Give me the Miami Dolphins in this game. Give me Miami Dolphins in this game. Let me see what's the score I'll take. I will take the Miami Dolphins in this game, 23-17.